welcome to Saturday. Before we get started, I want to ask that if you like what we do here, please hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It'll help us out a little, and it'll make sure you don't miss out on the show next week. Now, it is Saturday, and that means we're talking about some cool stuff. And we have one of the absolute giants today. Today, we're talking about John Carpenter's Halloween. Originally titled The Babysitter Murders, Halloween was developed by John Carpenter and his partner Deborah Hill, and it was one of the most successful independent films of all time. Being made at a cost of around $300,000, it went on to gross around $70 million. The script was written in about 10 days between Hill and Carpenter, with Deborah handling the female characters' dialogue and John working on the dynamic speeches made by Dr. Sam Loomis. The name Sam Loomis would be a direct callback to the movie Psycho, which is largely held to have instigated the slasher film craze. Another connection to Hitchcock's film is star of Halloween Jamie Lee Curtis. Curtis would play the role of Laurie Strode years after her mother, Janet Leigh, starred in Psycho. Legendary actor Donald Pleasance would feature as the psychiatrist Dr. Loomis, chasing killer Michael Myers through Haddonfield, Illinois. His performance and powerful monologues giving gravity to the feeling that Michael may be a little more than just human. Director John Carpenter had accepted a sum of $10,000 to helm the picture, on the one condition that he be given full creative control. And it's there that we come to our highlighted player of the week. John Howard Carpenter was born January 16, 1948, in New York, where he quickly developed a love for films, such as from directors Howard Hawks and John Ford. He began making movies himself on Super 8 film before even reaching high school. His first major breakthrough would come in the way of Assault on Precinct 13 in 1976. It would also be the first time he would work with partner Deborah Hill. Carpenter is also known for composing the scores to most of his films. The legendary piano theme of Halloween is one of many that Carpenter composed and performed on his own. Following Halloween with hits such as The Fog, Escape from New York, and Christine, John Carpenter was a sure-footed director with a noticeable flair and patented style. Other films of note are The Thing from 1982, Big Trouble in Little China in 1986, and They Live in 1988. Later, his commercial popularity would wane with films such as Escape from LA. In the 2000s, Carpenter would enjoy a semi-retirement, but he would return to executive produce a new edition of Halloween for its 40th anniversary. His minimalist lighting, widescreen cinematography, and synth scores leave behind a legacy of film that stands the test of time and will go on delighting and frightening fans for generations to come. Back to the original Halloween. For the mask of Michael Myers, the special effect team used a modified version of a mask of William Shatner as his Captain Kirk character from Star Trek. The mask was painted white and altered slightly, and the pale, expressionless face would capture the essence of the shape, exactly as Carpenter had hoped. Released in 1978, Halloween was a critical and a commercial success that went on to spawn a franchise, and is one of the most legendary horror films of all time. The slasher genre, which it helped begin, would feature films such as Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street, as well as numerous other, more direct imitations. The film is a masterpiece of suspense and a deep look into the psyche and spirituality of evil incarnate, often imitated and never quite duplicated. Halloween is a great film, and if you haven't seen it, it's required viewing. Just don't forget to lock the doors. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that look at John Carpenter's Halloween. Next up, we have our album of the week, so don't go anywhere and stay tuned. Okay, we are featuring an important piece of musical history today. This is the first album by Elvis Presley. His career recording singles with Sun Records had led him to sign with RCA, and this would be his first full-length album. Released in March of 1956, the album would go on to spend 10 weeks at the top of the Billboard charts and be the first million seller of its genre. The album would contain new songs recorded at RCA Studios, as well as several unreleased songs from Elvis's time at Sun. Blue Suede Shoes, written by Carl Perkins, would be showcased, as well as Tutti Frutti, I Got a Woman, and Trying to Get to You. Somewhat unusually, the entire album was released as singles, and this may have hurt another single that Presley had recorded of Shake, Rattle, and Roll from making the single charts. Released right around the time that Elvis was hitting televisions across America, the album was an enormous hit and kept the enormous momentum of Elvis mania rolling. It's a frenetic album, punctuated by country stylings and rockabilly roots. Definitely give this album a listen if you want to hear Elvis firing on all cylinders. This is right before he was drafted in his long run in Hollywood, and you're getting everything that you want out of an Elvis record here. All the rock and roll, all the fire and the passion. Next up is a musical performance of an original song, so I hope you'll stick around. And I thank you for watching the Saturday show, and don't forget to tune in next week. If you like what you see, please hit like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
It will all soon fall apart. There will come a day when you will turn away. There's no use loving you. Yeah, I've seen it all before. You'll sail to find a better shore, greener grass and higher tides, and I'll know I was right. No use loving you. Are you cruel or are you able? Did we try to turn the table, or were we just led astray by the evil in your way? There's no use loving you. It will all soon fall apart. There will come a day when you will turn away. There's no use loving you. Are we cruel or are we able? Did we try to turn the table, or were we just led astray